Krishna illuminates the hearts of the devoted with the torchlight of knowledge, thus helping them advance from darkness to light. In the first verse of this chapter, Arjun approaches Shree Krishna and inquires about the two varieties of yogis and the one that he deems ideal. Those who are devoted to the individualized form of God or those who worship the formless Brahman. Devotees can reach him through either route, according to Shree Krishna. Shree Krishna highlights that the path of devotion is the best among all kinds of spiritual practices in this little chapter of 20 verses. Krishna continues by telling Arjun that it is challenging to reflect on God's immaterial element. As a result, the path of worshipping the formless is difficult for embodied spirits. On the other hand, those who worship him in his human form commit all to him. And they reach him after intentionally surrendering their knowledge and mind. Such souls soon escape the cycle of rebirth and extinction. As a result, Shree Krishna requests that Arjun cast aside all uncertainty and submit his intellect, focusing solely on loving devotion to God. According to Shree Krishna, striving souls do not inherently possess such love for God. Devotion is not some mystical gift that one might acquire, it must be consistently nurtured. Arjun is advised by Krishna to make an effort to perform all of his tasks with devotion to God if he is unable to entirely immerse himself in God. Krishna goes on to say that knowledge cultivation is superior to mechanical practice and that knowledge is superior to meditation. However, giving up the results of our activities is preferable to meditation because it brings about immense tranquility right away. This chapter's remaining verses list all the excellent traits of God's devoted followers, who hold a special place in his heart. Let's discuss the 4 paths to Godhead. The first is the route of meditation for the reflective mind. Worshipping a particular form of God is distinct from constantly thinking about that form, although both actions have the same quality and outcome. So, contemplation is a type of adoration as well. If we find it difficult to maintain our mental attention on God, strive to achieve God by engaging in any other form of spiritual discipline that fits us, such as ritual or deity worship. The second is the devotional path of ritual, prayer, and worship that is advised for emotional people who have more faith but less mental capacity. Use symbols or mental images of a personal God as a tool to cultivate devotion as we continually think about and focus on God. If we are not even capable of practicing spiritual discipline, then we must fulfill our duty just for God. By performing our assigned task for God without ulterior motives and only as a tool to serve and delight God, we will achieve perfection. For those who have understood that we are nothing but divine instruments, the third is the path of transcendental knowledge or renunciation, attained via reflection and textual study. Success comes to a person who devotes his or her life to serving God, and the Lord himself leads every activity of the individual who works for the good of humanity. If we are unable to consecrate our work to God, then we must simply submit to God's will. Householders who are unable to give up their worldly pursuits and devote their entire time to serving God, as mentioned in verse 12.10 above, the fourth option is the path of karma yoga, described in chapter 3 and involves selfless devotion to others. Verse 12.8 to 11, the fundamental message is that one must develop a relationship with the Lord, whether it be as a progenitor, father, mother, beloved, child, savior, master, helper, guest, friend, or even adversary. According to verse 12.11, karma yoga, or giving up the egotistical attachment to the rewards of one's labor, is not the last resort. For more such videos, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.